Alright, here I've got an Exlene Gamecube controller. I got this as a Christmas present and I've been trying out for a few weeks now. So I think it's about time that I can, put a few words and see what I think of it. So first of all, take a look at the box. You see the front, you got the logo, picture of the controller, and it says that's compatible with the Switch. It is not compatible with the original Gamecube as it uses a USB Type-C connector. So yeah, obviously no actual GameCube, but supports the Switch, supports the PC, or any computer really. You can use your phone. Bottom's just got the logo. Top's got a QR code. On the back, it's got diagrams for all the buttons. And being that this is a modern GameCube controller, it's got the extra buttons. Some select button. It's got a home button. And it's got a few other things which I'll show you. And here are some diagrams for how to use the controller in a wireless and a wired configuration. But something I never understood was that in the picture it says it uses a wireless dongle, but I never got a dongle and it works just fine without it, even on the Switch. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'll get into that later. Made in China, because of course. And sides just cardboard, because this is just a sleeve that comes off to reveal a full box on the inside. And obviously in here is the actual controller. Alright. This is not wrapped perfectly because I did put it back together because I have been using it for a few weeks now. Here is the USB Type-C cable, Type-C connector here, regular, Type-A I think it is. Here is a poorly translated manual. It's definitely got a lot of weird English in it, but it's a basic gist, how to use it. Yeah. It's also got another language, just D-E-U-T-S-C-H. It's obviously a different language. And in here is a little thank you card from Exlene for using their product, and it's just got a bunch of stuff on it. And it also has this. It's basically just like a SIM card removal tool. More on that later. So let's take a look at the actual controller itself, shall we? Alright. Taking it out here, you can see it's black. And it resembles the shape of a GameCube controller. Now there are some differences because obviously it's a modern GameCube controller meant to be used on the Nintendo Switch. So it's got the extra buttons, got plus, start, minus, select, capture, and home. But it also has this T button. That's a turbo function. For anyone who's ever used a turbo controller, you press that button and sometimes it's assigned to a specific button. Sometimes you can map it to any button on the controller. In this case, you can map it to any button on the controller. And what it does is that you don't have to mash the button. What happens is when you hold down the button, it repeatedly presses the button a certain amount of times. Usually it's by a certain rate per second. According to the manual, the turbo function, in order to use it, what you do is you just press the T button together with the button you want to activate with turbo. To turn it off, you just hold down a button, press the button again, turns it off. And this has an adjustable turbo speed, which you adjust by pressing the T button and a plus or minus button. And that can adjust the speed of the turbo between 5, 10, or 20 presses per second. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And it's got the extra bumper here, and it has LED indicators at the bottom to indicate player. But other than that, everything else is pretty much standard for what the original GameCube offered. 2 analog sticks. Though the C stick is actually slightly bigger than the original, makes it easier to move with your thumb. D-pad is, well, GameCube controller D-pads were never the greatest. Not exactly the main focus, but it does the job, and you can actually move it in 4 directions. You know, I know some controllers on the internet, they're so bad the entire thing just presses down as one and you can't rock it like this. 4 face buttons, A, B, X, Y. You know, left and right bumpers, and left and right triggers. Now, I don't think these are analog. On the original GameCube, these triggers were analog, you know, so you can press them partially or all the way, but I don't think this controller has it. But it does have motion controls, and it does have rumble. Now, I haven't been able to configure the rumble on the computer, but it works on the Switch. Over here, it's got Exlene logo. Here's the Type-C connector for this cord. And down here is a pinhole. The small hole is where you stick this SIM card connector in thing. What this is a reset hole. Now, according to the poorly translated manual, the reset hole is used to reset. Yeah, pretty obvious, but you know what? It's probably just, you know, reset turbo, reset other things like that, just in case you mess it up and you don't know how to fix it. And one little niche thing, but you know, still noticeable if you actually go to read through this thing, though I don't know why you really want to, because it's pretty self-explanatory, and even if it wasn't, it'd be pretty hard to understand due to the Chinglish, as I'll say it. Or maybe this is not Chinglish. Maybe it's just poorly translated English, but yeah, I got the gist of it because it's just a wireless controller, nothing special. We've been using these for years now. But it says version 6.2.0 as the newest software. And as of our recording, Nintendo Switch firmware is past version 9 now. So, yeah. Does have a built-in battery. So, you know, that's nice. Alright, let's connect it to an actual computer. And then we'll connect it to a Switch. And yeah. Alright, so we're about to go connect this to a computer. I just unraveled the cord here. But one thing I just noticed while I was recording is that on the controller, the plus button is here, the minus button is here, capture button, home, turbo. But on the box, it's a completely different layout except for the home button and the plus. The plus and home are the only buttons that are in the same place on the box as on the controller. But the minus button, instead of being here, is here. The capture button, instead of being here, is here. And the turbo button, which is usually here, is now here. Just a little thing I noticed. You know, whatever. It's fine. Now, here's my computer. And obviously, very simple thing. There's 2 ways you can do it, obviously, wired and wirelessly. But one thing, I've never been able to get the wireless to work with my computer. None of any sort of software I've used. I don't know if it's my driver. I don't know if it's the controller itself. I don't know if it's just my computer in general. But I've only gotten this to work wired. Now, when you connect the controller via the wire, the computer registers as X input, which is just the equivalent of an Xbox 360 controller. Now, there's also D input, and that shows that the controller is connected via X input. And the D input is different from X input, and I don't know exact differences, but there are different ways to connect the controllers. Anyways, as I said here, these LEDs are now flashing, indicating the controller is now connected via X input. And I already configured the controller with Dolphin emulator because I already did that. In fact, let me give you a closer look at that instead of just being zoomed out here and the screen being washed out. Alright, sorry that I'm not doing screen capture, but I really don't feel like setting all that up, and besides, I want to show you the controller, not the emulator. And I have the controller configured, all the buttons are working and everything, analog sticks, triggers, which as you can see, no matter how far I press the trigger down, it just registers as fully pressed no matter what I do. And I actually have 2 configurations. One configuration is the regular configuration, which the difference is very small, but when I press the right trigger, it does the right trigger, and only the right trigger. Obviously, the right trigger should only do the right trigger, but I have a specific layout for Mario Kart Wii, which the right trigger, it does press the right trigger, but it also does the up button on the D-pad. The reason why I did that is so that instead of having to take my thumb off the analog stick to go to the D-pad, I can just press the right trigger, just like modern Mario Kart games like Mario Kart 8, which have the right trigger, the same button for drifting and tricks. Because for some reason Mario Kart Wii decided to do this thing where you had to use the D-pad to do tricks, which meant taking your thumb off the analog stick unless you use another finger, which is very uncomfortable, and obviously any normal person would not do that. And you had to press the D-pad, and that's just weird, and compared to modern Mario Kart games, it's not really feasible, or very well feasible. So what people do, well, what I do at least, I know other people do it, but I don't know how many people do it, and you know. I set on Dolphin Emulator for the right trigger to also press up on the D-pad, so when I'm playing Mario Kart Wii, I don't have to take my thumb off the analog stick. I can just press R to do a trick, just like in modern Mario Kart games. So yeah, there's a little thing in case you haven't known that, but in this case I'm going to be playing Mario Kart Double Dash, so I'm going to move it back to the regular configuration where up on the D-pad is controlled by up on the D-pad and not by the right analog trigger. And I played some Mario Kart Double Dash, and I have to say, it's done well, you know. And oh yeah, Lagachu's got the cheap instead of normal traffic signal. Oh, sometimes he drops it. Anyways, just start the game up, and as you can see, obviously my controller input is operating it. Normal combination. Toad, Koopa Troopa. I don't really care about the card, but whatever. I think I might have some cheat codes installed where you can use, yeah. See, I'm in single player Grand Prix mode, but I have a cheat code that basically allows you to have a quote-unquote single player versus mode, which has honestly been a staple of every Mario Kart game since Mario Kart DS, except for Mario Kart 7, which decided to remove that for some reason. That didn't make any sense. Well, this doesn't make any sense to me. And you know, Super Circuit had that quick run option, but I'm ranting now. So let's start. All right, I'm filling up the video now. I've also got some other cheats installed. For example, I got completely random items, so regardless of what player you're playing, you can get any item, including special items. So, for example, if I get this, okay, that's a normal item, so that's nothing special. But Toad and Koopa Troopa, I've managed to get every single item in the game, regardless of whether or not it is a special item that it can get. I got big banana peels, Bowser shells, hearts, Birdo and Yoshi eggs, you know, fireballs. Basically every item in the game, you know, whatever. I'm just ranting. And oh no, blue shell. Yeah, goddamn. Gotta hate them blue shells. It's just, see, Koopa Troopa just pulled a Yoshi egg, and wow, that red shell flew right by me. Ooh, that was close. But anyways, the analog sticks, they feel responsive, they feel tight, they don't feel like I'm just trying to, you know, make it off the brink of survival. They haven't gotten loose either, because sometimes when you use a controller over time, it gets a little bit loose. Of course, I haven't been using it that long. I've only been using it for a few weeks, so I don't know what it's going to be like compared to a regular Gamecube controller, which has been used for years since, you know, they got introduced, because, yeah. Only time will tell on some of these things, but, you know what, as of right now, I'm happy. And I got this as a Christmas present, so I didn't pay anything for it. So, like, you know, why not? I have the controller to work with. And I just fell off the edge. You know, Mario Kart Double Dash, if you drift perfectly, you can actually avoid red shells and blue shells. But I think I managed to pull it off one time, but I didn't get it on camera or on screen capture. But there's plenty of videos showing you that you can do that, so whatever, not like you're missing out. Oof, almost messed myself up there. Just recording myself playing Mario Kart Double Dash in the dark because that's the only way I was able to get a good exposure level without it being completely washed out. But anyways, yeah, the controller on PCs, and you know, it's fine, you know, whatever. I'm not a fanatic. Obviously, if I was playing competitive Melee, there might be some things that get in the way, but you know, for me, it's fine, and I don't argue. So, I'm going to show that turbo function off now. Alright, so here I am on Super Smash Bros. Melee. Actually, it's the 20XX training pack. But anyways, I'm just going to be on the training stages to show you what the turbo world looks like. So, we just, turbo. Select any stage, which is fine. You know, I'm to Final Destination, so nothing's in the way. Alright, so as of right now, I have no turbo function set. Everything's just, you know, normal. But what I do is press the T button, and I'm going to press A. And when I press A, the LEDs flash. Now, depending on which mode you have it set in, they flash at a different speed. Now I have it set in this mode. But if I press T and a plus or minus button, that will change the turbo speed. You can see now the LEDs are flashing slower, indicating that the turbo speed has been changed. Press it again, they flash at a different speed. Do it again, and there's the last speed. So we've gone full circle. So anyways, that means that you could do jabs in Melee for those who have rapid jabs, like this. And yeah, I'm using horrible characters, but whatever, it's just a demonstration. Turn off turbo, just press T and the button that you set turbo on in the first place, and that turns turbo off. I've not played Melee in a while, and considering if I use these horrible characters, it's not helping either. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so I've tested the turbo function on the PC, and now it's time to head to the Switch. And yeah. Alright, so I've got my TV and the Switch here. And before I put myself completely in the dark, I'm just going to show you how it hooks up via the wire. So obviously you got USB ports on the side of the dock and the switches in there. Now I've got this USB extension so that I can reach the cord to my bed without worrying about pulling on it. So I just unplug the keyboard that's plugged in there for when I go on YouTube. And I just obviously plug it in. It's pretty simple. So I just, you know, take the other end, plug it into the controller. Nothing fancy. Everyone knows how it works. Standard procedure of wireless controllers. And, gonna turn off that light, put on the switch, and I'm gonna show you a demonstration. Alright, I put myself completely in the dark, and normally when I record my Switch, I would put myself in the closet and record the actual screen. But in order for me to test out the wired function of this controller, I need to have it plugged into the dock because I don't have a USB-C to USB-C cord to plug into the Switch's USB-C port or an adapter to convert my USB-A to USB-C. So you're just going to have to deal with the scan lines on the TV. Sometimes the camera auto-corrects it, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of finicky on that. And there's no manual option to manually adjust the shutter speed on my camera. so that it doesn't do that. So just bear with me. When I go into wireless mode, I will go into the closet and all that. But anyways, I'm gonna boot up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe here. And when you plug into the switch, the player indicator light indicates your player. As of right now, player 1. And just boot up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Man, a lot of this video is just been me playing games. But anyways, do this quick versus race. I don't know why I make such a big deal. Just gotta show off the video. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Just one race. All right, Toad's Turnpike. One of the classic courses. One of my favorite courses too. I like the traffic courses in Mario Kart. They're the best, in my opinion. But man, Mario Kart 7 and 8 have weak traffic courses. Nintendo's got to pick up their game with these traffic courses, man. In case you haven't heard that, the rumble's working. And there's no HD rumble. It's either it's not rumbling or it's rumbling at full blast. So, I mean, yeah. It's got rumble, supports rumble. There are controls on the market that don't, so I guess it's nice to have it. No. It's very shaky. Triggers are working. The bumpers and triggers in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe do the exact same thing. It's the same with that in the Pro Controller. Oh, and by the way, in case I forgot to mention, the Switch just registers this as a Pro Controller. You know, it's got all the same buttons and, you know, right enough places as a Pro Controller. So that's how it works. Just, you know, I forgot to mention that to you. But yeah. Getting clapped right now by these CPUs. Not doing very well. Let's go into this anti-gravity section, why not? And I got a red shell. Man, I'm getting absolutely clapped. Oh, 2 red shells, nice. Crap, forgot to turn smart steering off. I don't like smart steering. Lots of rumble. But you already knew that. I told you. Oh, crap. Oh, of course. You know, they returned the Boo item, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because it was missing, apparently. But we've yet to see a fake item box, and that's been missing since Mario Kart Wii. Coin. Analog sticks click in as they do in a Pro Controller. Hear that? Alright, I'm going to test out the turbo function, so I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm here on Smash Ultimate to show the turbo function. Let's get started. And same configuration. Yeah. Alright, whatever. It's not important. Alright, so turbo's off right now. you can't tell, but yeah, holding it down right now, and it's not doing anything. Press turbo and A. That's the rumble shaking the camera to help you demonstrate that it's rumbling. Oh, I know. If I press T and the right bumper, I'll now be repeatedly grabbing. And if I press T and a plus button, change how fast I'm doing it. Though, however, the speed of which the game allows you to grab at a specific rate is a lot slower than even the minimum speed on this turbo function, so it doesn't really matter, you know. Consider the fact that the grab animation is about 1 second anyways. Now I can grab 5 times in a second, so. Feel on the Switch. Again, I'm just casual. I'm casual, so I don't do this competitive stuff. Not all nitpicky on, you know, obviously there's lag, there's latency. Oh, I won't like it, but whatever. Feeling the same on the PC, you know what it is. So, let's go test out that wireless function. Alright, here I am in the closet, and as you can see, there is no wire connecting the controller. It's wireless. You can see, no USB symbol, showing that the controller is wirelessly connected. So, I'll boot up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe again. I think the average battery life is about 15 hours, and I think the charging time is about 2 hours. Let's switch it up a little bit this time around, shall we? Let's see here. Let's do Baby Park. Good old Baby Park. Small course, but it's absolutely crazy. You know, I'm actually glad they brought this one back in Mario Kart 8. Because it was really lame in Mario Kart DS. They shortened it down to 5 laps and there were no crazy items everywhere. Unlike Double Dash, which, due to the Bowser shells and the chain chomps and all the other special items, was a blast. And now in Mario Kart 8, they brought some of that craziness back with, you know, the anti-gravity and all that stuff. It's one of the few stages where I actually agree with the anti-gravity. But, you know, nothing beats the original in Double Dash. Try it out if you haven't. You're missing out if you haven't. The music's different in this version, and which it speeds up every single lap. Oh, you can hear it. Oh crap, blue shell. Oh crap, bull bill. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it just passed me. Oh my god. Why did the message disappear? Oh my god, I'm getting clapped again. And this time I don't think I'm recovering either. Goddamn, CPU's gotta do it while I'm recording too, am I right? Ugh. Rumble's going off. Oh crap, I just hit him. Watch out. Oh my god, second place. You gotta be kidding me, man. Well, just hit the home button twice. Anyway, let's test out that turbo function. Alright, I'm going to be showing off the turbo function in wireless mode on Nintendo Switch. Alright, here we are. As you can see, push grab button once, hold in, turbo's off. Press turbo, press the trigger, well actually the bumper, and now repeatedly grabbing. You can see by that. Press T plus changes the speed the lights flash, indicating that the speed of the turbo has changed. Do it again. Change it again. Do one more time. Change it yet again, and I've gone full circle because there are 3 speeds. Rumbles like crazy too. Yeah. Alright. So anyways, that's been my review of the controller. You know, it's good, it's fun. It's definitely better than some other stuff that's out there for sure. You know, it has rumble, it's got motion controls, it's got a battery. That's 3 things that didn't have to be put in, but they've been put in. And you know, wireless too. So it's nice, and I do recommend it. On Amazon, I think it's about $40 or so at the time I'm making this. I think it's $40. I checked. So it's definitely cheaper than getting a first-party Nintendo GameCube controller. Because you know, those things go like $79, $80, just as expensive as the Pro controller. So if you're looking for you know, good, you know, GameCube controller for say parties and stuff like that, you could look towards this as, you know, a more cheaper alternative for if you don't have a lot of money but you still want to have a good time. So that's been my review of this controller. It's too unfortunate I haven't been able to get it working wirelessly on my computer, and also the rumble. I'm not really going to be able to get the rumble to work on my computer either, but I hope you enjoyed watching this video.